All right, welcome guys to our noon Zoom on Fridays at 12 Eastern, where we gather and we have a mastermind where Dr. Doug Firebaugh opens up his space to the general public, where everybody can come in and mastermind, and it's a free time together. But I say this is priceless, because if you attend every single week here, you're going to get so many great tips on building your business, so much great mindset training. You will not be the same person if you implement just the free noon Zoom every single Friday in 2024. You will not be the same person this time next year because of how much you will have grown inside and outside. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the US who celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. I'm grateful for this group, that's for sure. And today we're going to go into holiday recruiting, and we're going to be talking about pausing your business or not pausing your business, and what are you really going to do. And Paul, I know we were talking earlier this morning about that, and I think that what this is really going to show you is, what do top leaders do? What do top earners do during the holidays? What does that really actually look like? Are you going to say, well, I'm going to take this time off. We want that feel good time. We want that family time. And of course, family time's important. Balance is important, but there's a certain season of life where you must put in the work to get the life that you say you're going towards. So there will be sacrifices, and there will be conversations with people, and there will be events you can't attend, and there will be things that you can't go to because you're so committed to working your business, and because you're so busy, and because you're doing the things and setting the intentions through the holidays that are going to get you to that next level in 2024. So really today, I think, kind of decide right now, what does that look like for yourself? What do you actually want in 2024? And are you willing to do the committed work to be able to get there? Paul, I'd love your thoughts on that, because I know when we were talking this morning, you were talking a bit on that.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, the first question is, I would think most of us on this call, especially those of us in the health and wellness business, should last anywhere from 85 to 90 years old that we're alive for, walking this earth. How long are you dead for? So there's a certain time that we're given to create our lives, and to be able to create that life, to be able to give back, to be whatever your why is for your business. But it's time, guys. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I work for a health and wellness company, and I'm on this new diet product. I'm one of the trial. I'm one of the older. Teresa's on here, and I know some of the other people around here that we're all flying out to Utah for a photo shoot. I went through a diet, on a special diet between the holiday season, and I did all my cooking. I made my collard greens. Yes, Doug, I make kick butt collard greens. I made stuffed artichokes and a whole bunch of different things that we made, the family made, but I a couple of recipes that I do. I didn't eat any of it. I had like one piece of an artichoke. I tasted a little bit of a cookie, but I did not go off my diet in any stretch of the imagination. And guess what? I didn't die. I didn't die. It wasn't this horrible experience. It was fun seeing everybody else have a great time. I did not feel underserved. I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. In fact, I felt better to say, wow, to sacrifice one day while I'm still with everyone and to reach a goal was very, very, very rewarding. So we make all those excuses, I think that's the biggest thing, is that we always feel like, oh, we deserve this. And I worked so hard all year this year, and I'm really going to take this time for myself. Well, what about building something that will last forever for your family? What about building something that you could be proud of just by sacrificing a few days? Guys, I was present for Thanksgiving. It wasn't like I wasn't here. I'm on the road quite a bit. So you could still be present, you could still wrap your gifts, you could still make your turkeys, you could still do all of that and enjoy it, and you could still pick up the phone and talk to people. And I got so many great points, and I'm sure Doug does and Angel does, about how to really take advantage of the holiday season, because it's one of the easiest times to build. It really is. And there's so many secrets to it that we're gonna blow your mind today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love when you were saying that there. We know, like, there's this period of time where we want to be with family and we want that feel good feeling. And you could have eaten all the food yesterday and been like, oh, I'm enjoying this and I'm allowed to. And we want to do that through the holidays. But we know 100% January 1st hits and you're going, oh, I spent too much. I didn't do enough. You have that feeling of regret that you didn't build your business. So if you've been doing that every single year over and over and over again, it's time to change that. And it's time to say, no, I'm staying and doing and committing to this. It's just like, starting your weight loss goals, why wait until January 1st? Why not start now? Why not have a fitness plan already in place and have lost a few pounds before Christmas instead of waiting until that January 1st mark? So it's switching that mindset. And that's what we want to talk about today. So understanding the holidays. Oops, I got to move my thing here because I can't see. Understanding the holidays and impact. The holidays can be a double-edged sword. They can be a powerful time to build your business, or as we were just saying, they can be that time to get totally distracted from the business due to everything that is happening. And there needs to be that balance to your approach during the holidays. Dr. Doug, in your experience and in everything you've done and created in your success over the last 30 plus years, what does your holiday season look like? And I know how hard you work and how much you're doing right now. So what does it look like, your holidays? You're muted.
There we go. I think everybody has to have some form of a reconnect, has to have some form of getting together with family, because there's always God, then family, then business. But my holidays has always been, you spell it WORK. Now, I'm not saying not to take off, don't get me wrong, but there seems to be a whole different psychological shift during the holidays where people are more accessible, people are more open to new ideas, people seem to be just in generally a better mood. So what I like to do is I just simply like to network that much more so that I can take advantage, if you will, of people's good nature, mindset, talk about 2024. And if I was building a team, I would be literally doubling my activity over the course of the next 4 weeks. And the reason why is because there's just so many more people that's willing to talk now about change that rarely ever want to talk about it during the course of the year. And that would be my holidays. I double my activity.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So going on in this topic here, guys, the impact on your business is absolutely going to depend on you. And nothing that is said here is necessarily going to be brand new and ground shaking where you're like, oh, I've never heard that before. You've likely heard a lot of this stuff over and over. You likely know this. You likely know you should be doing this stuff. And it is going to depend on you. Just like Dr. Doug said, what if you doubled down on activity? Instead of pulling back, what if you decided for these next 30 days, you double down? Like, I don't even know how many days we have until Christmas. Probably exactly 30, I think, right now. From now until Christmas is probably about exactly 30 days. So what if you double down from now? You stop at Christmas Eve. You celebrate the fact that you worked so hard. Stuff is going on in your business. You can take a couple of days, be with the family, enjoy what you're doing. But what if you decided today that that is what you're going to be doing? Because the people who do that are the ones who are creating the success in 2024. And you must decide how you are going to build your business and what it looks like. Do you have a plan? Do you actually know what your plan is? Or are you, again, waiting until January 1st and writing out that plan? Okay, now I'm going to do it. What is your plan? What is your action plan? Did you decide that December is just this chunk of time in your calendar where there is no longer a plan? There's no longer anything you're moving towards. There's no longer any actionable steps or goals that you're going towards. What is that last month? What does that productivity look like? Where did you hit so far? And if you haven't hit your goals, you should not be stopping. And there's three things to consider. Like Dr. Doug said, people are in the buying mood. They're in the mood to talk and they're in the buying mood. I think all of us spend way more in December and November than we do any other time of the year. And people are looking to change some things in their life in the coming new year. Have those conversations with people. Hey, Doug, want to catch up with you. How was your 2023? If there's anything you could change in 2024, what would it be? I'd love to know what your goals are. I'd love to see how I can help you or just, help you out with that. That's what I do with people. I'd love to chat with you about what you need to change. There are more conversations held during the holiday season, online and offline. Obviously, we're catching up with people. How many Happy New Year and Merry Christmas text messages and Facebook messages do you get? Those are all opportunities for conversation. The people who take the time out to message all of their friends, that's an opportunity for you to be like, hey, Paul, thanks so much for sending a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. How are you? What are you up to? What do your holidays look like? What are you working on? Would love to catch up, right? Opportunities right there. It doesn't take half an hour to figure out how to have conversations with people. And people seem to be more open to new ideas. There's a breadth of new at the end of the year. There's, people are looking to do new things. They've got that feel good feeling, maybe half the time they're drunk, I don't know, but people are open to talking and thinking about new things. Paul, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I'm going to give you a couple of the nuts and bolts things. Number one is, and you might want to get your pens out for this. Number one is, what do you have in your arsenal that can help people resolve? Because they're always looking for New Year's resolutions, right? Well, what do you have that can resolve those? Let's resolve the resolutions. So have that ready and feel comfortable to talk about it. The other thing is, people say, well, Paul, you're so successful, you're this, you're that. I never know what to get you for Christmas. You know what my number one answer is? You know what would make me most happy? You know how I am with my network marketing business. I'm in the health and wellness space. The perfect gift to get me is, I want you to try our new product, or I want you to try our best product. That's the gift you can give me, because and you've been watching me over the last couple of years of how passionate I am about this. I just want you to see what I'm so excited about. So the best you can give me is pick one of our products and try it. Maybe pick two if you're going to get me a really good gift. The other thing is, it's the perfect excuse to contact that network. Angel, you just covered this beautifully, where you have a reason to contact everybody. Now, don't try to make up for 12 months of lack of effort in December because people are willing to get on the phone with you. So don't have commission breath, but start. We teach 5 over 5. What's the first step in 5 over 5? Connection. Second step in 5 over 5, conversation. Get to step 1 and step 2, especially if you haven't doing your 5 over 5 correctly, because it's so much easier during the holidays. Just don't, if the person's not ready, don't go right into, and by the way, here's my link, right? Rekindle, build rapport. We talked about rapport building in one of our other trainings and why that's so important. Then you get into your product and your wow factor and all of that stuff. And it may not happen on the Merry Christmas conversation, but here's what I will tell you. My enrollment date in my network marketing company is December 24th, 2017. I enrolled in my company on Christmas Eve because someone called me on Christmas Eve. That's my legitimate enrollment date, and I could bring it up on the screen if I was any better. For some reason, I'm losing my computer skills this week. So those are the two things I'll leave you with right now. I got plenty more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No.
sorry. You want me to go a little further? You were drinking there, Angel. I think you need.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. No, that was perfect. I think, I wanted Dr. Doug to do this next slide here, because Dr. Doug, when you do these here, this is direct from you. So you take this slide, please.
There you go. The single greatest word that you can use, understand during Christmas is impact. And the reason why is because impact carries forth through the rest of at least the first quarter. And how is it that you can impact your and other holidays? Is very simple. Imagination. Use your imagination. Open up your brain and look at it and ask one simple question. How can I increase my activity during the course of the next 30 days or 25, 23, 22 days? Your imagination is there for a reason. God gave it. And by the way, that imagination is misspelled, driving me nuts. Imagination is also something that most people don't use during the course of the holidays because they fall into this flow of, well, we better slow down and everything else. And, nobody wants to bull hockey. Let me tell you something. You utilize this with your imagination and ask 3 questions. How can I talk with more people? Where do I find more people? And when do I make that happen? It's that simple. Mindset says all it is. You got to have a holiday mindset. And your holiday mindset is people are in a better mood. People are wanting change in their life, because if you understand, in December, the number 1 month for change in the entire year is December, not January. People are looking towards December for change, and then they go into January and engage the change. So this is the reason why that you have to have the mindset of, I'm looking for people who want something bigger, better, bolder, much more powerful. Possibilities are endless. It's that simple. During the holidays, you have more possibilities in the month of December of doing business than any other month during the course of the year. Most people say, well, it's the holidays, I want to slow down. I'll grow up. This is business. Why do you think that all of the chain stores and all of the grocery stores are gearing up for business? Because people spend money. Number 4 are actions. And it's the number of actions that you take during the course of a year. If in a month, let's say in one day you might take 5 actions, I would suggest you take 10 to 15 right now during the course of this time. The reason why is very simple, because people are looking for something during December. They're not looking for anywhere else. They're looking to buy, they're looking to purchase, they're looking to give, but more importantly, they're looking to move into January to change. See conversations. The secret about this whole business, online, offline, it doesn't matter. The conversations. And when you hold more conversations, when you engage more conversations, when you're in more conversations, then you're going to find that those conversations are going to be much more powerful. People have a different listening in December than any other month of the year. They have a different listening. So hold more conversations. And finally, truth. The truth is about their next year is, I used to ask people, let me ask you, do you want to have a whole different, better, bigger, bolder year next year? Or do you want to have the same year as you had this year? That was the $1 million question we asked everybody. Do you want to have the same year this coming year as you had this year? Or do you want something bigger? Do you want something better? Do you want something bolder? And we were very upfront about it. So those are the ways that you can utilize and understand the holidays to impact your business. Imagination, mindset, possibilities, action, conversation, and truth. Back to you, Angel.
That is so powerful. I was writing that down. Do you want something bigger, bolder, better? When you bring that type of an energy, even in conversations with family, right? When you show up at family events, no matter what's gone on in your business, elevate your energy a little bit more, because people are going to notice if you're positive, happy, joyful. If you've got something going on in your life and you're putting that out into the people that are around you, I just sounded so Canadian right there. But if you're doing that, people will feel that and they'll start to ask, like, hey, Angel, I noticed like you're different. You seem so happy. What's going on? Like, what's going on with you? Well, I started a business this year. It's amazing. It's going fantastic. I'm hanging around these people. I'm working towards these trips. We were just in Florida at an event. It's pretty awesome. Things are going really great. And I'm really excited about it and what's happening. So I can't not be happy and excited, right? Like, people will see that and feel that from you. So just remember that no matter how you're feeling, and we can do that in any conversation at any time of the year. Right. And then when we talk about that fake it till you make it, sometimes you got to fake your energy. Sometimes you've got to take that belief of where you're going in 2024 and put that into your energy right now. Right. If you know where you're going, if without a doubt, without fail, you could achieve your goals that you know you want to do for 2024. If you knew that, if God sent you a letter and said, yes, Peg, it's all going to happen in 2024, how much different would your energy be right now? Right? Like, how would you carry yourself? How would you talk to people? How would you be? How would you feel? How happy would you be if you knew that? So why not? Why couldn't it be? Of course it's going to be. So start to act that way in this season. So I love this. You have to have a plan, online and offline. Here is online. And I love this from Dr. Doug. P is for posts. What kind of posts should you put up during the holidays and how many? He suggests that you do double your posts during the holidays and also post Christmas and holiday themed posts. For sure, be in front of people, right? Give them that feel-good feeling from your post. I did years and years ago, and I was brand new in network marketing. I was doing a vlog, right? Remember when everybody was doing that was when Ray Higdon was big into his blog and everybody was blogging. And I did this 12 days of Christmas. And I dressed up ridiculously and I did a Zoom, or back then it was GoToWebinar, I think. And I did it every single day. And I was giving away people's courses that they had or freebies that they had. So say Peg had an ebook, she'd be featured and I'd give it away and do a draw. It was so corny. And I had like decorations hanging from my ears. And I was dressed in winter gear half the time, but it was so effective. People saw me every single day. So what if you did that? Could you do a 12 days of something for your business? Could you do a 12 days of cheer? Or could you recognize maybe people in your life for 12 days that have impacted your year this past year? You know, maybe each day it's a different person that you're like, hey, I just want to share this person, whatever it is, or tag people, or have something fun you do. Get together with your team and be like, let's do a social post. I know Doug, I've worked with Doug and Jody in the past, and we would do those things, right? Get something that's social, have a hashtag. The ice bucket challenge from years ago, look at how effective that was, right? That was for something amazing. But what if you did something like that where you guys are challenging each other and post? Some people don't like getting those tags, but who cares? Do something fun and have people see you out there. Go on a love tsunami. I love this. During the holidays, focus on 2 things. Love 3 times the number of posts you usually do, and comment as well. But then check to see who liked your posts or others' posts, and send them a friend request or a message thanking them and wishing them a happy holidays. One of the easiest things you could possibly do, and I guarantee most of us here are not doing it, right? Those, when we talk about the 5/5 and the connecting with people and the conversation with people, you have people raising their hand every single day when they like your posts or comment on your post saying, hey, talk to me. Hey, I see you. Why are you not responding to them? Doug, thanks so much for the like on my post. How are you? What are you and Jody up to for the holidays? How's the family? Would love to catch up with you. You're acknowledging that they've taken an action to show they like something that you've done, right? And it's like, I don't know why it feels weird for us to do those things, but it's 100% what you should be doing. I love the love tsunami. I think if you go with an intention into your phone, and you're like, I'm not here to waste time. I'm not on here for an hour because I'm not working my business. I'm going to go and I'm going to spread some love. I'm going to go and I'm going to actively, intentionally check out people's posts and what they're doing. If somebody's posted something, send them a message and be like, hey, I just saw your post. That was amazing. I love what you're doing. Or, hey, I see you posted that things aren't so great. If you ever want to catch up and chat, I'd love to connect. Right? There's going to be all of that and all of that. And if you're coming from a place of love, that's why I love that this says love tsunami. If you're coming from a place of love, it's going to spread love. If you're coming from a place of, oh, I was on that noon Zoom and they told me I need to do this and this is what's going to grow my business, so I'm going to be awkward and I'm going to message people and then I'm going to share my link. Not going to work. Not going to be the same effectiveness. A is for acknowledge, appreciate, and add. During the holidays, acknowledge and appreciate with comments everything that grabs your attention across all social platforms. Then add new friends and people with connection requests. I love this because I am guilty of not doing this myself. I will see someone's post and it will move me, and I sometimes don't even stop to give it a like because we're so into just what we're there to do, right? Or what we're doing, or I just scroll by and it's like, oh, I didn't even double tap that on Instagram. Meanwhile, I loved it. Right? I'm sharing it with my family, but I'm not commenting. I'm not giving the like. I'm not even giving the person any credit for the fact that I found something hilarious. Do that. Take that extra step to be that. That's why people are posting. So give them that little bit of love with the acknowledgement that, hey, this was hilarious. Hey, that really moved me. Hey, your family's gorgeous. Hey, I love what you're doing. Hey, I see you started your own business. Right on. Way to go. I support all network marketers. I'm cheering you on. Did you know there's a noon Zoom where there's a mastermind where everybody comes to every single Friday? It is so great. I'm getting so much value for it. I'll send you the link. Come with us next Friday. And then N is for new engagement. Your goal online and offline during the Christmas and holiday season is engagement, but especially new engagement. What if you could build your followers? What if you could build the people that are connecting with you? What if you just have this holiday spirit and everybody's so drawn to you because they're like, I love what he's doing. I love what she's doing. Oh my gosh, I need to know more about this person. All of a sudden they start seeing more of your posts. All of a sudden, when maybe in January you're moving into a new challenge group for a new product that you're doing, they're going to be like, I love her. I'm totally going to join that. I love what he's doing. I absolutely want to be a part of anything he's doing. So Paul, your thoughts on this?
I'm going to stick with Love Tsunami because I think that's so awesome. I love everything about it. The posting, guys, you have to do your post, and you guys do so well on social media. And the other two, great. But the Love Tsunami is really, really powerful. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, you should be liking other people's posts. But I'm going to give you 2 examples of how Love Tsunami can work in a very simple messaging way. So I love to send voice messages to people, prospects, cold market, and I'll say, hey, how you doing? It's Paul. It's great to see you. I saw you on Facebook, whatever. Thanks for liking my post. And I will do that. And usually I'll get a text back in that direct message. I won't get a voice message back. But if you stick with your voice messages, all of a sudden, you're going to hear this little timid voice come back from the other side that says, Paul, thank you so much. I'm not used to using this voice message thing, or it's so weird, but it's so cool, or whatever. And all of a sudden, pouring into them is going to give them a skill set. So number one, they're learning a new skill set or they're getting more comfortable with it. Number two, you're getting them out of their comfort zone and you're looking to see if they're coachable and trainable. The other thing is this, I have a couple of top network marketers that I've learned a little bit of strategy, and I don't know if it's insecurity on their part or whatever, but I would comment on their posts and like their posts and everything else, and I would get these private messages back. I would never get anything publicly, or I would never get likes on my page. Then all of a sudden, I'm starting to see now that these big shots in network marketing are also, starting to give me hearts and fire symbols and way to go, Paul, and all that other stuff. So keep the love going. I think it's a great anti-ghost. This is a great time of year to go for your ghost, people who you feel ghosted you. I mean, use the love tsunami technique to go after your ghosters just by wishing them a happy holiday. And that'll identify what it was all about. Okay, so I really think it's so powerful to go after your ghosters by just loving on them big time, and you have a great excuse for the holidays. Back to you, Angel.
That's so good. And I think that for those of you who maybe haven't taken those courage steps to do the action steps that you need to be doing every single day, get comfortable with it now. If you just start doing the things that feel comfortable now, how much easier is it going to be in 2024 to start getting out of your comfort zone a little bit, right? With LinkedIn right now, I usually have a strategy with LinkedIn, right? I'm looking for these people. These are the conversations I'm looking for. Right now, when I'm on LinkedIn, I'm just sending like 10 messages. I'm like, oh, I see these people. I'm sending the messages saying, hey, just wanted to wish you a happy holiday season. Thank you for being a valuable part of my community. I'm always looking to network and see how we can help each other. Would love to talk to you in 2024, right? That is so non-intrusive. And so, I'm not being salesy. I'm nothing. It's just like, hey, this is the time of year to network and do the business stuff. So Dr. Doug, your thoughts on this?
So what did you ask my thoughts for? I'm sorry.
Just all of it. All of this, the plan.
Well, there's this kind of arcane saying called if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, which to some degree that's true. What I want to ask is I don't want to see your plan. What I want to see are the results. Mm-hmm. There's two different types, and I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. When you work a business, you're activity focused, and you accept whatever results happen. But when you're building a business, you're results focused and you accept whatever activity that it requires. And this is the reason why that if you look at your post, if you look at your like and loves, if you look at acknowledge, add, appreciate, if you look at your new engagement, is it at the level that's going to give you the results you want? Paul said he came in on December the 24th. 3 years in a row, I recruited somebody on Christmas Eve because my upline said that it couldn't happen. 3 years. And so you can accomplish anything during the month of December because people's minds are shifted. Their expectations are shifted. Their thinking is shifted towards something much more pleasant, much more expectation. And that's the reason why that if you're not planning on really, truly increasing dramatically your conversation, just like I love what Angel said about LinkedIn. You should be wishing everybody on social media a happy holidays and coming. What's your plans? And we'll get into conversations on a later Friday. But we're going to be getting not only into conversations, but we're going to be getting also into other things as well. So I would suggest that you ask, what results do I want in the month of December? And what activity is that going to require in order for me to get those results? Back to you, Angel.
I love that. I love that you did that on Christmas Eve just because he told you couldn't. I love that decision and doing it. And, even for myself recently, we tend to talk so big and think so big and have these big goals. The other day I did a post where it simply said, Christmas is paid for with my side business. What would that feel like? There was years where my Christmas wasn't even close to paid for with my regular 9 to 5, right? Or it was a 9 to 9 back then. But people are in struggle mode right now. So what does that type of a hope for them show them, right? That's not a spammy post. It's reality, guys. This is what I've been able to achieve. And I was talking to Donna Stelter. I don't know if she's on here today, but if that's not your story, what is your story? What were you able to do this year because of your business? And, if you look at all of the commissions you've made this year, or the trips you've taken, or the people you've worked with, or this mastermind where you've been taught every single Friday new things, what could you go out there and share with people of how it's impacted you in 2023? Reflect on what this has done for you. Maybe you just started a couple of months ago and you're like, I've never been more positive. I've never been around people who are so driven and motivated. I've got people guiding me. Guys, if you're looking for something, if you just need some hope, it's all here, right? So you can do any type of post. Just don't make it weird. You don't have to feel weird. Just who are you and what has worked for you? The 5 rules of holiday recruiting, the rule of visual. Your communication must radiate holidays visually when you are posting anything anywhere. And I love that, because radiating holidays, to me, when I read that, I'm feeling cheer, I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling love. And that's, if we're posting those types of things and that's what people are seeing from us, instead of, hey, get my buy one, get one 50% off deal, right? How much more would people love seeing from you hope and cheer and all of that? The rule of online and offline, there must be both in engagement. So 80% online, 20% offline. The rule of heart set and giving. There must be a giving heart during the season as it will be felt. Give tips, secrets, ideas, and answers for the holidays on social media. Dr. Doug, I'd love for you to jump in on that one, because I just feel your wording there. And I know that you've got so much more to put into that sentence right there.
Oh, Jody has a saying that GIVE is gain influence very easily. And looking at it from that standpoint, during the holidays, it's all about giving. Even if you're a Christian, it's about giving, because for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, blah, blah, blah. And when you give during the holidays, it's expected, because people love during the holidays to give. It's psychologically satisfying, but emotionally electric. It will electrify your emotions when you do this. So this is why they're saying that give tips on how to make a better Christmas dinner meal. Give secrets on how to wrap presents or the coolest wrapping paper you've ever seen. GIVE, gain influence very easily. Give ideas on the newest toys for kids or the newest toys for adults. I don't know. And answers. Answers like, well, how do I do this? Or how do I shop? Or if I was somebody, people looking for an answer right now is, let's take health. Let's say that you have a health product and people are asking, how do I not gain weight during the holidays? Or how do I maintain my energy during the holidays? Or how do I do this during the holidays? You have to give tips, secrets, ideas, and answers that are on people's minds right now that will help them over the holidays. Years ago, we did this. It was with a team out of Nashville, Tennessee, I believe. It was in 2004 or 5, and they did a 20-day video on YouTube of how to wrap paper or how to wrap presents differently. And they took different presents every day, little, big, small, clothes, and it showed people how to wrap presents that really was quite amazing. And this is what I'm talking about, Angel. You have to be able to give tips, secrets, ideas, and answers that are related to the holidays so that people then can understand. It'll pull them in emotionally, and they'll have a different listing for you than they normally do.
That is so perfect. And of course, when we talk about posting on purpose, right? We've heard that for many years. That goes back to the MLSP days, I think, when we used to talk about that. But what is the purpose for each post? Who are you helping? Who are you serving? If you need ideas, one thing I learned years and years ago, the magazines on the rack right now, all of those titles, all of those catch things that they're trying to get your attention for, all of those things that they're posting, how to lose 5 pounds with this soup, how to drop 2 sizes before Christmas. Do you have products where you could bring into that conversation? Do you have solutions? Do you have some tips? Do you love health and wellness? You know, are you like Teresa and you're totally into fitness and maybe you're running a plan that would help them? Could you bring in those little topics into your social media posts? Because if people are spending I think it's like $8 now for a magazine, which is nuts. But if people are buying those magazines and the self and the women's health and the men's health and all of that, just to get those answers, hoping that that's the solution to this problem that they're having. Write those things down when you're standing in the aisle, right? Those are great tips there. And I love, like, when you talk about engagement over the holidays as well, be fun. Try to come up with posts that you can get people involved in. I'm going to be doing a post tomorrow. We just decorated our tree yesterday, and with my kids, we have this thing where every single year we go after Christmas and we'll buy like some of the ugliest Christmas ornaments that like are like 99 cents. Like, we've just got some of the weird, if you could see my tree, you're like, what is wrong with you? So I'm going to post one of my really ugly ornaments tomorrow and ask people what is their favorite ornament on their tree, right? So I'm going to hopefully get a bunch of engagement over this weekend of people sharing. And I want to see that, but it's then you're more seen, right? Then people are getting a feeling of fun for you. Could you come up with something like that for yourself, where you could just get engaged? What's your favorite Christmas meme? You know, I've seen somebody do a meme post and that thing's still going for 3 years because it just keeps coming back and people want to see all these memes. Who doesn't love their memes, right? What are the things that you could be doing to really get people having fun, see you as having fun, and be like, oh, I want to be a part of that? I love the rule of ho, 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 help others, help others, help others. You just heard Dr. Doug say that so perfectly. Ideas, answers, solutions, recipe, badges, how-to stories, all of that. And triple your activity during the season on social media. That may sound like, oh my gosh, I've already have this schedule that is hard enough to keep up with. Just do it. Just be more. People are on here more in this next month than they are all year. So be in front of them. That's your audience. That's where they are. So that's where you should be. Paul, your thoughts on this?
Guys, this is the Super Bowl period of network marketing. First quarter of the year, New Year's resolutions, top 2 New Year's resolutions. Number 1, looking and feeling better. Number 2, making more money. And that changes every year, which one's more popular, right? So this is your Super Bowl, and you want to take off the month of December? That's absolutely crazy. I'm going to be a little bit more in your face in little jersey about it, but you guys got to get off your butts and get to work. This is it. This is the Super Bowl. This is what you've been training for. The other thing is, I love the rule of online and offline. I love the 80-20, but here's the thing. You need to take your conversations offline. If you're telling me, Paul, I want you to join my business, you could have a great opportunity to feel better, look better, try our products, and you could, if you really take this business seriously, you can make a lot of money. And I'm going to become your business partner and never even speak to you on the phone or never meet you for a cup of coffee, depending on where you are. Now, I know we sponsor people all over the world, but you could still get on the phone with them. Right? So that is so important. That offline is critical. The 20% of the 80%, or the 20% of your 100% is you taking them offline and getting face-to-face with them. I love the ideas, the secrets. Think about this. You show somebody how to fold I horribly wrap presents. They really look like a mental patient did it. I'm not good at it. I never really learned how to do it. You know, like if they offer, oh, you know, we have free gift wrap, I'm like, I'm all in. Right? If they say gift wrap is $25, I'm like, I'm all in, because, you know, when you hand somebody that gift, it's got to look pretty. When I hand it to somebody, it looks like a dog had it for about an hour. So I love the idea that the tips. Imagine this. You show a video of folding a package. You ever see the one when people fold a t-shirt and they're like flip, 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 flip. And it's like, oh my, it's like the most amazing thing. And I could never do it. I could never do it. And I always pack. I travel at least once a week. I can't do it. I pack or whatever. And then I'm the guy sitting at the table with the big crease across the middle of his t-shirt because I don't know how to fold them properly. But if somebody says to you, oh my God, where did you learn that? And it's like, well, Jennifer Chubb, this lady Jennifer Chubb, I don't know, she's in some network marketing thing or something, and she gave this tip during the holidays, and it's really cool. You're in that person's mind. You need to constantly be planting these seeds and sowing these seeds. Hey, I want to welcome, we have another celebrity on the call today. Izzy Matos is the master distributor for a large network marketing company, a dear friend of mine. And I just want to go for him for 1 second. I know we don't have a lot of time, but Izzy, are you still with us? I have my screen minimized.
Yeah, Paul, I'm here.
Hey, I mean, this is a big time for all of our industry in general. I got two questions for you. Number one, do you have any tips or anything on the holidays or any thoughts on building during the holidays? You know, we all see the slowdown. And why would the master distributor take time out of his day to get on Dr. Doug's call? That's really the two quick questions I have for you. And I'll give up my time later, Angel, for that.
Let me take the second question first. Why would I learn? You know, we forget more than we absorb. And the more you hear these things from people that are actually doing it, people like you, people like Doug, people like in the field, it reinforces all the lessons that we should be teaching and not doing. So I learned from everyone. You know, my mentor had a saying. He said, when you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you start rotting. And after 47 years in this industry, I am still learning, you know, from rock stars like you, my friend. And why am I out here doing what I do? Well, you know, what was the first question? I forgot.
All right. I was just checking myself for rot while you were saying that. But no, the first question was the holidays, right? You know, a lot of people go into the zombie mode and everything. So what's your feeling about building during the holidays?
You know, you said something that was really interesting. It touched my heart. You got enrolled in your company Christmas Eve. I was enrolled in my company 19 years ago on Thanksgiving. And quite honestly, it was not the greatest of Thanksgiving. My company had gone bankrupt. I had lost my life savings. It was a tough time for me, but somebody took the time to call me. I laugh when I hear distributors say that you can't do anything in the holidays. That's nonsense. My first month in the business, I managed to sponsor 15 people. I worked with those through the first quarter, exactly like you said. A year and a half later, my organization topped 70,000. And it all started at the worst time of year, Thanksgiving. I worked through Christmas. You nailed it. This is the Super Bowl. This sets the stage for Q1. So I'm out here shopping, listening to you, listening to Doug, relearning what I forgot, and rededicating myself to doing the business. And by the way, just in the last 3 weeks, I sponsored 3 rock stars. So they're out there. You just got to find them, and you got to be persistent. You just never give up.
You know, I've never met Izzy before, but I know exactly who he is. I've watched him over the years, and anything he has to say, you better have a pen ready because
Oh
he has
my
got
God.
some absolute golden nuggets.
Let me tell you, Doug, you just gave me my Christmas present. I was humbled to have Paul come into my life, but to hear that from you, Jiminy Cricket, stick a fork in me. I'm done.
We love you, Iz. We love you.
Back
Hey guys,
at you,
you
buddy.
see, what bottom line is you're creating a vacuum for us to go to work. So if you're not going to work during the holidays, we're absolutely fine with it because that vacuum that's created creates opportunity for those of us who are working. Iz, thank you. Don't spend too much money.
I love that. And I think we're
Great.
actually going to wrap this up here today. We've given you guys a lot. So really today, go back to that plan. What is your social media plan? Write it out. On Sundays, stick to, okay, what does my next week look like? Put your social media into that. If you know what you're posting, if you know your next action step, okay, on this day, I'm going to do this. I seem to get more engagement on this day, so I'm going to do this post. I'm going to share the noon Zoom on this day. I'm going to give this value. I'm going to go on and I'm going to share a tip I just learned here about the holidays. I'm going to go on and just encourage somebody, uplift somebody on my social media, whatever that looks like. We've given you a lot today. And like Dr. Doug said, we're still going to go more into conversations next week. We're going to go more into the posting side of things. What does that look like? How to take those people from engagement. Just go out and get that engagement this week. Just say to yourself, I'm going to show up next Friday and I'm going to be like, holy smokes, my social media blew up. People are responding to me differently. They're feeling things different from me. I am on fire. And you're already going to have 7 days under your belt of getting into that next conversation where now it's like, okay, how do we take these conversations and move them into your business? And what does that look like? And I want to get into a little bit of the masterminding. I think that the last few weeks, we've had really, really long trainings and haven't had that opportunity to really go around and have conversations. And we don't want to keep you guys here past the hour mark. So definitely we'll get into that. But I would love some takeaways. Whitney, what is your takeaway today? How are you feeling about going into the holidays for your social media?
Yeah, amazing. Like Izzy was saying, it's just such a like rejuvenation, even to just be in the room with other people that are like-minded and want to go after it. So it's not, maybe there's somebody on your team that you feel like you're always dragging. Here, we're not dragging anybody in this room. We are all like ready to go. So it's such a re-energizing for me to then be able to go talk to somebody else who might not be at that same level. And the only thing I wanted to add in, we were talking about how it's such a different time of year and people are on this different mindset, and how many seasonal workers are there right now? Like, that's a huge thing in itself, that stores need extra help. And there are plenty of people that just go do seasonal work because they're looking to make a few extra dollars. Is that a phrase that's familiar to anybody else? Like, just come make a few extra dollars? And how many people would rather be home making those dollars than having to be away extra hours through the holidays to make up for it, right? And so be ready and have a plan when you're out doing your shopping. Watch for the cashier, watch for the waitress, like strike up a conversation right there. Are you doing this seasonally? Is this your full-time job? And be ready with a card or something. Be ready to grab their contact information. Don't say, hey, yeah, call me. Grab theirs, because they'll forget. It'll get lost in the bottom of their wallet or whatever. And follow up with them. I feel like those are easy fish in the barrel right now.
Absolutely. And I love that. And I heard somebody say that years ago, exactly that he would, anybody that he encountered that was service staff or anything, especially if it's a grocery store, whatever, they're busy. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get their number. They're not going to be able to stop and give it to you. But hey, you're so sharp. And I know you're really, really busy, but I'm actually building a business here. I'm looking for people just like you. I don't know if you're open to some part-time income, but let's talk in January. Here's my card. Whether they call you or not, you're doing that, right? What if you give out 10 and you just get one call back? Right. And so I loved that, because that's huge. That's an extra part of getting in front of people, right? That's that offline. Danny, what are your takeaways for today, or anything you want to add?
Oh, appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody's input. Obviously, I think it's been mentioned that everybody's looking at the two biggest things in New Year's resolutions. Obviously, getting in better shape and making money. The problem is that people wait until January to think about it. All right. If you want more in 2024, you need to do more today. Start reaching out to people today. We're on here because we want more in our next year. In the holidays, I've been taught in the holidays, and I think it was on one of the slides, more and more people get together. People from your past or whatnot are all getting together. Families are getting together. I'm in the mindset that I will share this with my families. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not going to share it with my family. I share it with them because I want them to win like I've won. So it's important to start today on Facebook, however you're going to do it, social media. And one other thing, instead of liking posts, start loving them. The reason why I love most of my posts is because I want to do as much as I can. And if I just like that, to me, I feel like I'm not giving my best 100%. So start loving posts instead of liking them. So that's it. I'll send it back to you guys.
I love that. Thank you, Danny. Peg, your takeaway or anything you want to add for today?
I just want to say, I try to share this as a gift. Like, if I could wrap this up in a ribbon and give it to people, coming here is such a gift to people. So I just want to thank you, Doug, thank you, Angel, Paul. And I love the idea. I love what Doug was saying and what you were saying, Angel, about being festive in your posting, because I have been already thinking about what to provide a value, like energy, through the holidays. I've been talking a lot about energy and anxiety in particular, because for me, Angel, we did this live the other day talking about how much anxiety. I had a panic attack in the middle of a grocery store about 7 years ago. I felt like the aisles were closing in on me, and it was because of money. It was because I wanted to put a very nice celebration on, and I was adding up things in my grocery cart. And so to have things like that to talk about, but I love the idea of also making that post, doing a little festive, right? A Christmas tree or at the shopping mall where, where things are looking festive to draw people in and get their attention. Because at the end of the day, I think if we get people to pay attention, we're putting ourselves in a position where we can help them. If we don't get their attention, we can't help them, right? So yeah, this was a really, really good call, and I appreciate, I love the I love the, do you want something bigger and bolder and better in 2024? Love that. So yeah, lots of notes. Thank you.
I love that. And you're
Dude,
so,
I don't know who Funtabulous is,
I
but
was
I'm
just
like,
about to go to
I'm
Arnell.
looking at this and I'm like, man, he's the guy I want to hang out with.
I was just about to say, Dr. Doug, you need to meet Arnell. He's
Hello,
just
guys.
full of amazing energy. He's a Jesus lover. He's like one of my favorite new people that I've met in my life. And I've only like encountered him for like seconds. So he is amazing. So Arnell, you come on out and share today what's on your heart.
Well, I just want to pour on to you guys because this is always empowering to me. I get goosebumps when I tune in and I feel the energy of the room. I feel the love. And I think the message really is that kind of that overrides or like crosses over everything. It's like if you come from a place of love, the fact that we all want this, the fact that we want this for ourselves, and if we want it for the people that we care about, that energy is going to come out to other people and they're going to see that, they're going to feel that. And our experiences where we've had all these tribulations and dark moments, and we know that these people are going through it. I've been in the service industry. I know a lot of you guys have been in the service industry where it was temporary, and in those moments you're like, man, this is temporary. I want a better life for myself and for my family, for my kids. That's if you put that in the forefront of your mind as you approach people, then you can only come from a place of love, and that's how I'm approaching it. Thanksgiving is a perfect event to like love on your family. And I was like, hey, you got to try this gel. You got to try this gel. You guys try this gel. So I got my brother, my sister-in-law. I even got a guest at the event to try the gel. So, and then I'm like, the next day I'm like, okay, how does it feel? Did you sleep good? How does it go? So you just got to come from a place of like, you care and you're wanting to just share this amazing product with people. And I think that's really the magic spice. It's like, you're wanting that for people. And however you come across, if you genuinely come across that way, it's going to come through.
Yeah.
And it's up to them. You just got to plant the seed. That's all we have to do. Plant the seed. Just like God says, plant the seed and I'll take care of everything.
Amen.
So that's my share for you guys. Thank you for this. I am inspired. I like the whole plan, the slide. I take a screenshot. I sent it to Team Win. So anyone who couldn't make it, at least have something to go and chew on. So thank you.
Love it. Love having you here. So come back as often as you can. And when we talked, I don't know if you were here at the beginning when we talked.
Angela, I thought I had a pretty good name. I'm changing my name to Douglas Funtabulous.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. When we talked earlier about upping your energy when you show up places, I was noticing Arnell already. I already know Arnell's energy. And so I was like, I want to introduce him to Dr. Doug because Dr. Doug's going to love you. But Dr. Doug, you were already noticing it because he comes with that energy. He comes with that excitement, that positivity, that passion, all of that. And that when you can show up on a Zoom and there's a whole bunch of squares and two people are looking at the same person and feeling that come through, that says a lot.
Well, you have Roland here. You got John Burton. I like a cap, backward cap. I wear it all the time, John. I was on the beach like yesterday like that. So I like the backward cap. You got so many great people on here. And I'm sitting here and I've taken notes of what people said. I love to learn, man. I tell you what, Izzy, dude, you and I got to connect. I looked you up and I'm like, I knew who he was and everything, but I had no idea that he was who he was. I'm like, holy smokes.
Doug, I want to say, I think he'll be a very, very valuable to us in the in some of the grand things that we're doing with Well Fuel and everything, and it's something that we can go with. I also want to mention something about John. You mentioned John. John is probably one of the bravest network marketers I know. We were in an event in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I know you were actually attempting to get there too. And I wish you would have seen this. But John got up on stage, and a lot of people get up on stage, and then he's got Doug's. Check out Doug, guys. Check out Doug. Should I put my hat back? I'm not a backwards hat guy. Just not. It's But the John shared about where he was in his rank, and he's not at the rank that he really wants to be at. And he was not only the only person who got up there that wasn't a diamond that mentioned their rank, he did it with such honesty about how he felt that he should be so much further. So it was probably the bravest share and probably the best stagecraft that I've seen because of its pure honesty. So John, I want to tell you that, I love you. Arnell, we're getting to know each other. You're always welcome on our stage. But go ahead, Angel. I just had to say that about John. I had to say that.
No, I'll let John speak because I feel like there's something that's going to come out of him that will be amazing for everybody. But John, I don't even know, and I'm sure you know, because I know a lot of people came up to you after that event, but I feel like your speech had the most impact for everybody. Like everybody
Right.
walked away going, that was amazing. So I think you know that, but I just wanted to reiterate that because it was. And who you are comes through, and there's so much blessing that's going to be on you. So I'll let you go ahead. Did he freeze or is it me?
I'll make it super quick. To go back to what you guys, can you see me?
Yeah, maybe turn your video off just so we can hear you because
Okay.
it's cutting out.
Okay, great. I'll just go back. The closing comments and what I put in the comments was that it's the takeaways are super important for me, and it's all about comprehension. And I saw a meme yesterday. It was just, I'll say it's just a person that was sitting on the toilet looking at their phone going, I've just taken all this time just to get away from everybody so I can look at social media. And it's Friday. It's a business day. Yes, it's Thanksgiving weekend, but people are still with families. I made a point at the end of the Thanksgiving yesterday, listening to the people, the generation above me, talking about all these different issues. And I was like, look, I'm just tired of hearing about all this. I got to tell y'all something. And they were all open to it. So I'm always a sniper when it comes to reaching out to people, and I'm learning more and more and practicing trying to be a farmer. So social media postings, commenting on stuff, liking the post, like Danny said, I like to care. We're hugging the heart emoji because I'm being genuine about it. So if I can plant the seed now, then by the time Christmas comes around, maybe some of those people are like, hey, I've seen that post before, or he's reaching out to me again, instead of it being the first time. That was the thing you guys were talking about. Don't wait, don't wait. And I'm being very active today. I got roofing issues, I got heating issues, but I'm on this call. I got other stuff to do, but I'm going to be productive. And the speech was just basically told people that what I did is I got in front of everybody and I figuratively pulled my pants down in front of everybody. I exposed myself, bringing up childhood, bringing up shortcomings and stuff, and then talking about quitting the industry, even though I believe it so much in this particular product line or anybody else's product line you believe in so much. And all these no's, because the yeses build your business, the no's build you. And I keep that in my head every time I get a no, because it's not no, maybe it's not right now. Quit looking at myself as the problem. Maybe they have internal struggles and personal growth, but keep going through them, because when you get the yes, it makes it all worth it all over again. So, and then I celebrate other people's yeses that they get on the teams and different companies. I'm like, yes, people are saying yes to themselves, not just to a product. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Yes. And that's the biggest yes people can say. I love that, John. Thank you so much. We're going to go to Yolanda. I'm going to let her be the last person here, and then we'll just kind of do a quick wrap up. But come back next week, guys, because we're going to continue in this conversation. I'll try to get to people who didn't get to share.
Angel,
yes.
We're putting a link in the Wealth Fuel Nation, and it'll have all like 3 or 4 hours of, I guess, holiday recruiting training.
Perfect.
So that will go up sometime today, and it's free. You don't have to be a member of Wealth Fuel to get it. It's going to be open to the public. So just FYI. Thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
Right on. I love that. That is a gift right there. Yolanda, go ahead. I would love to hear your takeaway. Anything you want to add, what's on your heart?
I absolutely love zooming in. So I'm so grateful for my leader, Amanda, when she sends us the link. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything that has been shared. But I will say this. One of your slides, I love that it said the 5 rules of holiday recruiting. Your communication must radiate. That word radiate reminds me about fire. And as you were going through the slide, Angel, can I just share what Leviticus 6 says? And I'm going to read it. Dr. Dog, you already know I got to go Bible. So I just got to go Bible. And so it reminds me that all of us, we need to radiate right in this, and we need to show up, participate, be present, become our biggest cheerleader, but we got to keep that fire burning, right? We got to keep that fire burning. And so Leviticus 6, and I'm going to read it in the Amplified version, verses 12 and 13. And you guys go ahead and read the whole chapter for yourself and get deeper. But these two verses tells us the fire on the altar shall be kept burning. Did you know that you are the altar? Did you know that you are the altar? Did you know that you're supposed to keep that fire burning within? So again, we don't have time to take a pause. I love what Paul said. It's the holidays, it's December. You're going to go ahead and take a break. No, this is when you need to radiate even more. This is when you need to show up even more. I love the tips. I love the ideas. I love the suggestions that were given, right? But man, it continues to say, shall be kept burning. It shall not be allowed to go out. The priest shall burn wood on it every morning. Y'all, when you're pouring that cup of coffee, listen, your thoughts should be already running your plan. This is where you sit down at your plan, that what you wrote the day before, and see, okay, what's going to cause me to radiate today? What's going to cause me to show up even better today, right? And so you start arranging, because it says, and he shall arrange the burnt offering on it and offer the fat portions of the peace offerings up in smoke on it. Verse 13, the fire shall be burning continually on the altar. It shall not be allowed to go out. Listen, y'all, none of you have permission to go out. All of you have permission, as Paul says, show up. As Dr. Doug says, show up. I'm basically, generalizing it. As Angel said, as Izzy said, as Fantabulous ML said, and sir, I took your name and I changed my name up there. Listen, why? Because life is gonna come. Life is gonna happen, right? Things all of a sudden is gonna show up. But guess what? You too. All of you have been empowered to all of a sudden show up. You show up burning. You show up radiant. You show up, revising your communication. What did you say yesterday that you should change today? Right? And not allow yourself to show up tomorrow with that same statement. What can you change? Speak life into your situation. Speak life into your business. If nothing is happening, chances are you spoke it into existence. You gave it death. So today, give it life and show up as your biggest cheerleader. Do you need to, be cheered? Well, hello, look in the mirror and change something. Right? Smile a little bit more. Get yourself some eggnog and be cheerful. All right. I love you guys.
Oh, it's so good. I just feel like the whole thing just ignited, like the Zoom is on fire. That was I love it. I love it. Oh, this is amazing. What an amazing time together. Make sure to come back next week. Paul, any final thoughts, or Dr. Doug, any final thoughts before we close up today?
Real quick, if you treat this business casually, you will become a casualty of the business. Just get into it, guys. Just get into it. It's there for you, and we'll help.
Absolutely. Dr. Doug, thank you so much. And thank you for that gift you're going to put in the group there of the recruiting mastery. That's amazing.
I think what I may do is one thing in there, there's about 15 or 20 top earners that we interviewed. And they sent me also some audios and stuff. And there's just some really good stuff in there that I think will help, because most people don't understand. Well, this group would, but a lot of people don't understand that Christmas is a season of true giving, not just taking. And when you give during the holidays, whether it's, and we've gone through it, and Angel did an amazing job, what happens is it shifts you. It changes you. It transforms you into a person during the holidays that will give you literally a launching pad into the first quarter of next year. And so don't forget the reason for the season, obviously, as we move into it, but most importantly, the fact that as far as your business, it's not about exposure. It's not about that much of connection. And I love those little 5 things, Paul. I've heard them, I don't know, they came from somewhere. And you have to ask this question. What is it really, really, really? Everybody's been saying it here. What is it really, really, really about right now moving into the Christmas season? Very simple. You have to touch people in a way that pulls them towards you. It's that simple. And when you touch people in that way that they go, wow, oh, it gave me chill bumps. What happens is then it's no longer a conversation. It's no longer a connection. But now what it is a construction of building something towards the year 2024 that cannot be stopped. So with that, Angel, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you guys all for coming today. We'll see you next week, noonzoom.com. Share it with everybody you love and take these tips. I can't wait to hear how people have changed their engagement and everything you're doing on social as well during this holiday season. Love you guys. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend.